We are discussing a few things. Let's start with our centerpiece, our Mid-Atlantic Ridge, our divergent boundary, otherwise known as a mountain underneath the water. My favorite. That's why we're starting with it. But essentially, divergent boundaries just mean they're diverging from each other, causing a giant trench or ridge or mountainous area. I mean, that's the layman way of stating it, in my opinion. Next is convergent boundaries, the collision between the Eurasian plate. Let's slide on over to. I can do this, I promise. The Eurasian plate, and then the Indian plate with the Australia plate. And basically, that's just causing mountainous ridges, and I'm assuming volcanic activity, but from what I was reading, it was mainly just mountains. I'm assuming this is volcanic activity, these red dots here. But ultimately, the Himalayan mountains are popular from, just being how high they are and how tall they are and their location in general, but also relating to the convergent boundary, which is that of the Eurasian plate and the Indian plate. But anyway, moving on. A transformation boundary. One of my scariest, fears, biggest fears growing up was the transform boundary, the San Andreas, oh my goodness, fault is what they called it. But it's a transforming boundary, so it's just unstable. They used to say it's going to break off away from the rest of the United States and become its own island. And Arizona will have oceanfront property. I always found that funny. But moving on, an area in the mantle from which heat rises from a thermal plume. I've actually been to Yellowstone. I honestly don't know where exactly Yellowstone is in this because, but Yellowstone is here somewhere, and it's basically, from what I remember when I went when I was 11, so it could be a little hazy, but I remember Yellowstone being like a geyser of heat. It was more like steam than anything else. But yeah, with that, I'm going to move right on. And Continental Rift, East African Rift Valley, and its continuation. Basically, East African Rift.